Okay, some fresh details just popped up regarding Shannon Sharpe's lawsuit, and things look pretty messy. If you remember, just a few days ago, Shannon was hit with a lawsuit from a Jane Doe accusing him of multiple instances of SA. Now, some fans are speculating that this could be a setup, with rumors suggesting that powerful figures might be backing this claim to take Shannon down. Shannon has been pretty bold about calling out a lot of celebs on his podcast club Shay Shay, and it makes sense why some might want to silence him and his show. But could they really go as far as trying to ruin his life over this? And who exactly are the stars reportedly pulling the strings behind the scenes? Let's dive into the details. The wild part about this is that when Shannon first had guests on Club Shay Shay spilling the tea on celebs, some people warned him that he was going too far. One such person was Dave Chappelle. This was kind of surprising because Dave is one of those celebs who's always exposing the dark side of the industry. So when he started talking about how Shannon went too far, it kind of makes us wonder if he said that because he had heard something. After the Katt Williams interview went viral, Dave absolutely tore Shannon and Katt to shreds, saying, "What part of the game is this? He ethered ninjas. He didn't say anything about any of these white boys. None of these white boys function like that. Katt is one of the best painters in the game. So why are you drawing ugly pictures of us? Stop. Hurt people, but I am a hurt person that never hurt people." And he does it all the time. He also accused them of trying to ruin the livelihoods of fellow black men. And he said, "If I told my story, it would break your heart. I lost everything and never ever told on anybody." And he is acting like the arbiter of truth. Katt, listen, I F with Katt hard. But D-Ray, tell me, what part of the game F's up another ninja's paper? Part of the game is about telling on another ninja. It's pretty clear why Dave might feel this way though, especially considering how upset some celebs were getting. Fans dishing out criticism or coming up with conspiracy theories is one thing, but when other celebrities start calling you out on a podcast run by another celeb, that's on a whole different level. Club Shay Shay had some juicy moments for sure. Y'all remember that Katt Williams interview? It pretty much set the stage for 2024. The video blew up, getting over 80 million views, making it the most watched podcast episode on the platform. But let's just say that interview didn't sit well with a lot of celebs, and that's when Shannon Sharpe started facing some heat. To be fair, Katt came from many people during that interview. Some folks felt that he was throwing major shade because his career had hit a rough patch in recent years. There was talk that Katt's comments were fueled by a little jealousy and maybe even some hidden resentment, with people thinking he was hating. One of the first celebs Katt went after was Cedric the Entertainer. Katt straight up accused Cedric of stealing jokes from other comedians and then acting like they were his own. It was a bold claim that definitely had people talking.
We're supposed to play Money Mike and you were supposed to play Santa Claus.
An outright lie.
So
that he knows is a lie.
So why would he say it?
Because he's a liar. Nobody knows why liars lie. And that's why I had to come on the program. Cedric did the same thing. Cedric told you when you asked him, did you steal Katt Williams' joke? Yeah. He said, it don't line up. How it don't line up that I did it on TV in 2018? You came to see me at the Comedy Store do it in 2019 and then did it on the Kings of Comedy. Like, what doesn't line up? This is a televised joke that Mark Curry helped me punch up and get to the level that it was.
Cedric clapped back at Katt saying, "Revisionist history. Regardless of whatever Katt's opinion, my career can't be reduced to one joke Katt Williams claims is his. I've been in over 40 movies. My specials and brand speak volumes about who I am. The people I have put on include Cat in the Hat at the Gibson Amphitheater. And all that tough talk is corny AF. I'm a grown man. And none of that stuff gonna go like you think. You do you, and I got this over here." But Cedric wasn't the only one who clapped back, because Kevin Hart got in on the action too. He didn't hold back and dragged Katt on social media, calling him a straight up clown who should be in a circus. And honestly, it's hard to blame Kevin for clapping back, especially since Katt went in on him hard on Club Shay Shay. Katt didn't pull punches either. He accused Kevin of being a fraud, claiming that Kevin's whole super successful persona was just an act. According to Katt, the version of Kevin Hart that people see doesn't match reality.
In 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club. He already had his deals when he got here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to LA and in his first year in LA, he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person. What do you think a plant is.
To be fair, Katt's dig at Kevin wasn't exactly out of the blue because there has been beef between them for a while. The drama really started when Katt started speaking out against the industry, claiming he was blackballed for telling the truth and refusing to play by Hollywood's rules. For some reason, Kevin took this really personally. He went on The Breakfast Club and essentially said that Katt didn't get blacklisted for being too real, but rather because of his struggles with drugs and his difficult reputation.
Good or bad? My frustration with Katt Williams comes from, you keep pointing at Hollywood. Hollywood this, the white man, this, and this. When do you take responsibility for your actions? You had the shot.
Katt was in that position at one point.
You were the guy.
Yeah.
You were set up to be the star. You didn't show up to work. You promo shoots. You your promo trips that they had set up for you. You became a risk to the studios, which is why the studios stopped.
Why was he at risk?
He chose drugs.
Oh, okay.
Take responsibility for what you chose and say, you know what? I gotta fix me, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna stand up for comedy.
Katt airing out his issues on Club Shay Shay seemed like his way of getting revenge on Kevin for those earlier comments. But Kevin wasn't about to let that slide, and he fired back, straight up calling Katt a clown who belonged in a circus.
Hey, Kev, you didn't say nothing to Katt Williams when he did a 3-hour interview talking slow yesterday. You didn't put a shot clock on him.
Well, do you entertain the circus or do you watch it, Perk? Which one do you do?
As messy as this was, it got worse when Monique went on Club Shay Shay, and she did the same thing as Katt. At this point, it was starting to look like Shannon was the problem here. After all, he was the common denominator in the messy drama. Katt's interview had already put Shannon and his podcast under scrutiny, but things really escalated once Monique came on. Shannon was already walking a fine line, so when Monique started calling out Tyler Perry and Oprah by name, it started to look like Shannon might have had a hidden agenda. It felt like he was intentionally going after high-profile black celebs. Monique didn't hold back when it came to calling people out, especially Oprah, Tyler Perry, and Kevin Hart. She made it clear that she had serious issues with them. According to her, Oprah and Tyler blackballed her after refusing to do extra promotional work for Precious without pay. She'd done what was required of her contractually, but everything reportedly went downhill fast when she said no to the unpaid press tour. Getting blackballed in Hollywood isn't just a bump in the road. It's a full-scale chain reaction. Once big names like Oprah and Tyler decide you're no longer in their circle, others tend to follow, and suddenly you're cut off from the industry. That's exactly what happened to Monique, and she was treated like an outcast. But Monique did say Kevin Hart was different at first. According to her, he was one of the few who stepped up when everyone else turned their backs. He made it clear he supported her, even though she was already on the outside looking in. Kevin promised he was in her corner, sticking with her when things were falling apart. Monique believed Kevin had her back, but that certainly didn't last long because he pretty much ghosted her. To make matters worse, he didn't have the decency to tell her straight to her face. To make matters double worse, Monique claimed to have audio recordings of Kevin betraying her, groveling to Tyler for his own benefit while throwing her under the bus in the process.
Because that's why I'm looking at you now, like, why are you going into that? Because I told you we could not talk till I dealt with you.
Okay,
listen, okay. So let me say this to you. The day I watched Skip Bayless lose himself with you, and that's what he did. He lost himself. And when I watched Skip Bayless say to you, put them goddamn glasses back on, boy. Now, I know he didn't say goddamn and boy, but that's what everybody heard. And I was waiting for you to snatch across that table, baby, and give it to him.
At this point, more and more people were starting to speak up and criticize Shannon and his podcast, including D.O. Hughley, who had this to say.
Well, Club Shay Shay is getting messier and messier. It's almost like Wendy Williams didn't go anywhere. She just got a weight set. So Monique was on. Every time I see Monique these days, she's on doing some greasy video with her and her daddy complaining about something. Or working out. I don't know nobody that work out that much and gain weight unless every crunch you do has got Captain in front of it. But apparently she goes on Club Shay Shay and tells the story about how she came on my radio show and I wasn't there at the time.
The timing of Katt's lawsuit is incredibly strategic, especially considering it was filed just one day before it was publicly revealed that Shannon Sharpe was about to sign a deal for his Club Shay Shay podcast worth over $100 million. This came right after his contract with Colin Cowherd's The Volume Podcast Network had expired. For anyone looking to bring an end to the podcast, it was the perfect moment to strike. And honestly, the math is starting to math. But I want to know what you guys think about this. Do you think Shannon is being targeted, or is this just a baseless conspiracy theory? Let me know what you think in the comments, and then check out this next video.